Hey everyone, I'm going to show you how to fold a rose today. So you can start off with a square piece of paper, or you can be like me and take a rectangular sheet of paper and trim off the one edge there to make it a square. And you would just do that by quickly folding this, if it was still connected like this, one corner to the side and making sure the fold is correct, and then just trimming off this part with either scissors or by ripping it. Now what you want to do is you want to fold a diagonal line on both sides, so making sure that you have an X here. After that, what you want to do is start building your grid. So your first fold would be to fold the paper in half, folding it to the center for both sides, folding it to that line that you've created by folding it to the center. I know that sounds a little bit complicated, but it's just the closest fold to the outside of the paper, and then folding it to the first line up from that side. As well, you just do this on the other side as well. And there you have 8 sections going one way, and you would do the same thing for the other 8 sections going the other way. Again, by folding it in half, folding it to the center for both sides, folding it over to the first crease, and the bottom crease. And there you've got your 8 by 8 grid. So you should have 8 squares by 8 squares. Now I know it's hard to see, but I can quickly just draw this here for you. On your grid, obviously you can see this, but just because I have a piece of white paper, it's a little harder to see. But what you want to do is you want to fold this corner and fold it up to the second diagonal box. So 1, 2, second diagonal box for all 4 points. Then, with the point size facing up, you want to fold it down to the line for the second square down. So fold your paper up to the line for the second square down, which is also in line with these flaps here. Flip it over, and remember, for all 4 sides, you must do it on the left-hand side. All 4 sides. And again, just drawing another grid here for you to see. What you want to do is, like before with the other point, you fold it up to the second diagonal square, but this time you unfold it and then also fold it to the first diagonal square. So be like this, folding up to the second diagonal square, unfolding, and folding up to the first diagonal square. You unfold that, flip it back over, undo all this, and rotate your sheet of paper and do it again for all 4 sides. So I'll just quickly do this here for you. So folding up to the second diagonal square, first diagonal square, unfolding it, rotating it, flipping it. Remember, always doing it on the left-hand side. And second diagonal square and first diagonal square, flipping it over, rotating, and this should be the last side. Second diagonal square and first diagonal square. So you'd be able to tell with these V's here. Now what you want to do is folding up to the first line here, so the first square, and just creasing it in the middle. So for all 4 sides, just folding it up to the first square line, creasing it in the middle. And now you have created a smaller 4 by 4 square box in the middle. See, as compared to these squares, it's much smaller. And what you do is you take each side and you actually pinch it, but just pinching where that small 4 square by 4 square is. see here. So you just pinch the sides here. Holding the paper like this, what you want to do is just fold the flaps down, and as you work your way toward the middle, just make sure that this, if you can see here, it actually dips in, and making sure on all sides that it just dips in here. So you have something that looks like this when you're holding it like this, where it's dipped in there. And you just want to just press down the sides, make sure that's all down there. Holding the paper like this, or you can even hold it like this, just push it over to the side, onto the right-hand side of the page. And when you flip it over, flip this also to the right-hand side. So on both sides, it's facing to the right-hand side. All right? Then from the top, you fold this down, flip it over, and you fold this down again. Nice and simple. So from this point, you just open it up so everything is flat. And you don't see any folds except for these little folds here, but nothing else. The squares and everything and the points that you made before are all down on the other side. So what you do from here is, if you see on yours, I'll just pop it out here for you first, just to show you. You actually have creases here and here. And what you like to do, this is how it's supposed to end up, but you just take your hand and you place it behind here, about at the top of the point of your old flap here, from behind, and you just push, and you just make sure to match up this crease here. So let me just quickly do that. So it's like this. So pretty much what you did before with the whole grids and the flipping and the folding is all helping you here by creating creases that you use to assemble your rows. See, so it's really simple, just pushing it out and following the creases. So after all four sides are done, it should look like this. And what you want to do now is, if you see here, there's actually a crease here and there's a crease here. What you want to do is, holding your paper like this, push it in so it naturally follows this crease as well as naturally following this crease. Then you also have a crease going this way. What you want to do is you pinch here and fold back following this crease here that's already been made for you from previous foldings, and also folding along this crease here. It should naturally fall, you just have to give it a little guide and push. So it's gonna look a little like that, well actually like that, as well. Same thing here, just pushing in, make sure you're just following all the creases and just pushing down there. All right, so just finding the crease, folding on the crease, then folding on this crease, and there you go. We're actually really close to being done. So pushing it in, finding the creases, finding that crease, and there we go. So now, holding your paper this way, if you notice, there's actually a crease here that from this line, you can see there's a crease here. And if you hold them so you kind of have like two facing each other, you can actually push this piece over, match it up like this, and if you look on the other side, this piece coming over actually has a little excess, so you fold that over. So it looked like that now. And so same thing, following this crease here, just folding over. Folding this crease here, and folding over. Following this crease here, and folding over. So you've done all four sides. They might not all necessarily stay entirely folded over, but that's fine. You can just fix it as you go along. So holding it like this with the palm of your hand, just take one of these points, there should be 4 in total, and fold one down, and just go in a clockwise motion and just fold one down as you go along. And with the last one, just tuck it underneath the first one. If it isn't staying and if it pops out like this a lot, what you can do is just pinch the sides here just a little bit, and I'll just keep it in place. So pretty much you have your rows here, and what you want to do is just pull out the petals a little bit, like these 4 parts here, 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 and here are actually your petals. but they're just hiding. So with a firm grip and just a light tug, just pull it out until you are satisfied with your rose. If there's something you don't like, you can always just push it back in, or if you want the petal to be out a little bit more, just pull it out. You can just play with it. Once you're done with the way you want your petals out, you can actually take your petals here and actually start curling it with your hand like this. And you do that for all 4 sides. And then it gives it more of a natural look. Like that. As well, you can curl out the sides here. You can just play around with it. You can spray paint the roses. It's actually quite nice. But yeah, pretty much there's your rose. And I hope you guys all the best of luck with making it. I know it's a little bit complicated, but yeah, here's your rose. Thanks for watching, guys.